Our next tutorial for ACT user training is going to look at the best practice of linking companies, and you'll be taken through this tutorial by Claire Struggles. Today we're going to look at the best use of the companies area in ACT. It does confuse quite a few users. Predominantly when working in ACT, we work in the contact screen here and work with contacts. ACT is contact driven, but we do find that users wander down here, do a search and then say it's not coming up with the right results. So let's start at the beginning and go back up to contacts. You can see on screen I've got a contact called Ivor Donkey and he works at the Donkey Sanctuary. You can see here that there is no hyperlink in the company name, it's just grey, much as the other fields. The only fields that are hyperlinked are the email and the website. What we're going to do is we're going to look in a list view, and you'll see in the list view, if we go look up all contacts now, that many of the companies in here are hyperlinked. So we've got company names all the way down without any hyperlink except for our Donkey Sanctuary. Let's go back up to the contact screen, so we're back here. And what we're going to do is we're going to link this to a company. People often ask me when they should use the link, and I use this scenario. If you've got one business card, you wouldn't ever put a paper clip on that business card to hold it together. It's a single unit. However, if you come back from a meeting and you've got 3 or 4 business cards relating to people that work at that same company with the same address, then you would want to link them together and think of the company's area here as being that paperclip that holds everything together. So the quickest and easiest way to create that link is get your record card on screen, as I have now, and then if we go to contact, create company from contact, you'll see that very quickly the company name hyperlinked blue and we were taken down to the company's entity, and we can now see that Ivor Donkey is now linked to that company here. It's got the same address and the same website because we linked that using the primary fields, which we'll talk about a little bit later. We could click on Ivor Donkey, but that would take us just back to that one record card. So I'm going to go the long way around and click on contacts here, and you'll see that I've got Ivor Donkey back on screen and he's got a hyperlink. If I do a search for the Donkey Sanctuary overall, you'll see that I've got 2 record cards, Ivor and Polly, and you'll see that Polly isn't linked yet. We can still link Polly at this point. So if we double click on that record, use the ellipse at the end of the company name. As long as the company name here totally matches the company name in ACT, it will find the record card. If it doesn't and you force it, it will change this company name to match the standard company name that you created originally when you created that company. That's correct, so I'm just going to say OK and link that together. If we now click down to the Donkey Sanctuary again, you'll see that Polly Pony and Ivor Donkey are both linked to that company. We will just look at one more scenario. If we go back to contacts, we've got Polly Pony, but we've been for another meeting and we've met with another person at this company. We know already that we can click here and duplicate on an existing contact. It does ask if we want to duplicate from primary fields or all fields. I'm going to use all fields and say OK, and you'll see that the only 2 fields it doesn't take across that are pre-populated are the contact name and the email. So we'll say Molly Mule this time, back her to spell, and we'll give her my email address. Now you did see there that it said it was going to duplicate on all records, which it has done. If we would have duplicated on primary records, it would have taken the primary records that the administrator had set at the back of the system, and we will cover that in another tutorial. We want to keep this one quite sharp and sweet today. If I now click down to the company, you'll see I've got all 3 record cards are linked. One final thing that I do get asked quite a lot is, if this company gets deleted accidentally, what happens to these? All I'm going to do is break that link, so it's quite safe to delete a company here. If you no longer need it, you won't lose any of the records associated with it. But at any time, if we go back to contacts, find the Donkey Sanctuary, wherever we see that blue hyperlink, we know that there is more than one contact at that company. That is if you've used my recommendations. Some companies just do link one contact through to that company. To me, it's a bit pointless, because when you see this hyperlink and you get down there, there is only one. A bit of a waste of time. Use the function if you've got more than one. That's it for today. Thank you for watching the tutorial. If you do have any other subjects, please drop me a line and let me know.